Stop suffering twice. The Stoic key to mental peace. You are currently suffocating under the weight of tragedies that haven't even happened yet. Stop paying interest on a debt you don't owe. You are suffering right now. Not from what has happened, from what hasn't happened yet. And the tragedy is that the catastrophe you are preparing for may never arrive. But the suffering you are experiencing right now, while you wait for it, is completely real. Seneca wrote one of the most important sentences in the history of human thought. He wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." 4 words more in imagination than in reality that describe something every single person alive does. Every single day, we experience the bad thing before it happens. We rehearse the catastrophe. We live inside the worst-case scenario, and then when the actual event arrives, if it arrives at all, we suffer through it again. That is what it means to suffer twice. Once in imagination, once in reality. And the Stoics had a very clear and very practical answer for how to stop doing it. This video is not about toxic positivity. It is not about pretending problems don't exist or that the future holds no real challenges. It is about something much more precise: the difference between preparing wisely for what might come and suffering uselessly over what hasn't arrived yet and may never do so. Here are the 4 most common ways we suffer twice. Not to judge, to recognize. Because you cannot change a pattern you cannot see. The 4 ways we suffer twice. Recognize yours. The catastrophic rehearsal. Running the worst-case scenario so many times in your mind that it feels like memory rather than imagination. The conversation that hasn't happened yet. The diagnosis that hasn't been given. The failure that hasn't occurred. Rehearsed so thoroughly that the body responds as if it has already happened. Cortisol. Sleeplessness, dread. Borrowing tomorrow's problems today. Taking the legitimate concerns of next week, next month, next year, and carrying them all simultaneously in the present moment. The mind was not designed to carry multiple futures at once. When it tries to, nothing gets solved and everything feels impossible. Tomorrow's problems will arrive with tomorrow's resources. Today's mind cannot solve them. The infinite loop of what if. What if it goes wrong? What if they leave? What if I fail? What if it never gets better? The what if loop is the ego's attempt to control outcomes it has no power over by thinking about them hard enough. It has never once worked. But the loop continues because stopping it requires confronting the fundamental truth that some things are simply not in our control. Living in a future that doesn't exist yet. Spending the majority of your mental and emotional energy in a time that has not arrived. Missing the actual present, the real conversation, the real relationship, the real opportunity, because your mind is permanently somewhere else. The future is imaginary. The present is the only place where life is actually happening. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. 3 Stoics. 3 teachings on present. Anchoring Seneca wrote that sentence. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. To his friend Lucilius, who was consumed by anxiety about the future, Seneca's response was not to dismiss the anxiety or pretend the future held no real challenges. It was to make a precise distinction. The suffering happening right now, in this moment, is real. The event you are suffering about has not happened yet and may never happen. You are paying interest on a debt you may never owe. Stop. There are more things likely to frighten us than there are to crush us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Marcus Aurelius dealt with real catastrophe, his entire reign, plague, war, betrayal, the deaths of his children. These were not imaginary, they were devastatingly real. And yet his response recorded in the Meditations is consistently the same. Confine yourself to the present, not the past that cannot be changed, not the future that has not arrived. This moment, this decision, this breath, the discipline of returning to the present again and again, as many times as necessary, was not a coping mechanism. It was a philosophy of survival. Confine yourself to the present, Epictetus, was perhaps the most direct of all 3 on this point. His fundamental division between what is up to us and what is not is also the most powerful tool for dismantling imaginary suffering. The future is not up to us. What happens next is not up to us. What other people do is not up to us. Our response, our choices, our values, our effort right now, these are up to us. The moment you stop trying to control what is not yours to control, the suffering that was generated by that attempt simply stops. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. 3 keys. Practical, daily, stoic. Not theory tools you can use today. 1. Name the ghost, then dismiss it. The Stoic practice of negative visualization is often misunderstood as pessimism. It is not. It is precision. When an anxious thought arrives, name it exactly. Not everything will go wrong, but I am afraid that this specific thing will happen. Then ask, is this happening right now? Is this within my control? If the answer to both is no, dismiss it. Not by suppressing it, by naming it clearly enough to see it for what it is, a ghost, a hypothetical, a thing that does not yet exist. This takes practice. The mind does not give up its catastrophic rehearsals easily. But every time you name the ghost, precisely, and ask those two questions, is it happening now? Is it mine to control? You weaken its power slightly. Do this enough times and the loop begins to lose its grip. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. 2. Return to the present. Every single time. This is not a one-time practice. It is a daily, hourly, moment-by-moment discipline. The mind will drift to the future. It always does. The practice is not to prevent it from drifting. That is impossible. The practice is to notice when it has drifted and return. Without judgment, without frustration, just return. Marcus Aurelius did this in a military tent in the middle of a war. He wrote it in his journal. Not once, but dozens of times, confine yourself to the present. Not because he had mastered it, because he kept needing the reminder. The reminder itself is the practice. Every return to the present is a small victory over imaginary suffering. Stack enough of them and peace becomes not an absence of problems, but a disciplined response to them. The present moment always will have been. Prepare wisely, then release the outcome. The Stoics were not passive. They did not sit in the present and ignore the future entirely. They prepared practically, intelligently, fully, and then released attachment to the outcome. This is the distinction that matters most. Preparation is productive. Rumination is not. Do what can be done today. Make the decision that can be made today. Take the action that is available today. Then release what happens next to the forces you cannot control. Seneca called this the discipline of the wise person. Do everything within your power. Then accept what comes with equanimity. Not because the outcome doesn't matter, because the alternative, suffering over what you cannot control, costs you the present. Without improving the future, pay the debt when it comes due, not before. A sword never strikes twice in the same place, but worry does. You are going to face real difficulty, real loss, real failure, real pain. These things are part of a human life and no philosophy removes them. What the Stoics offer is something more valuable than the removal of suffering. The ability to suffer only once. From reality alone, not from the imagination of reality, not from the rehearsal of catastrophe, not from the ghost of a future that has not yet arrived. Seneca lost everything and rebuilt. Marcus buried his children and kept governing. Epictetus was enslaved and built a school. None of them were spared the real suffering. All of them refused to add the imaginary kind on top of it. That is the Stoic key to mental peace, not the absence of difficulty. The discipline of meeting only the difficulties that are actually here, with the full strength of a mind that has not been depleted by the ones that aren't. Stop suffering twice. The real thing, when it comes, will require everything you have. Don't spend it on ghosts. Suffer once, from reality alone. That is enough. If this video found you at the right moment, share it with someone who is living inside their worst-case scenario right now. Subscribe for one video a week. Drop a comment. What ghost have you been suffering over? And what happened when you finally named it clearly? I read everyone. See you next week.